Sabrina, as you guys already know. Now, if you're new to this channel or you haven't subscribed already, I don't know what you're waiting for, but show your girl some love and actually hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, let me know how you feel, share with somebody else, and just interact. Today, I'm here to talk to my ladies, and I'm telling y'all now, y'all are not gonna like a lot of what I'm gonna have to say at all, because I'm coming for us and I'm doing it, for us so we can become better, so we can work in those areas that are a little bit weak. So please don't take this as a form of attack, because that is not what it's intended to be. I know that we all have areas that we struggle in, and sometimes it takes, someone else to be able to point them out to us, because when everything is kind of going so good in our lives, or we don't, let's say you're somebody who doesn't kill, you don't rob, you don't do the major big things, you make a decent living, you're working an honest job, and you're a good wife or husband, and this and a third, it's very easy for us to not really see the other faults within us. Just because we're not doing those really big things that are criminal like doesn't mean that we don't have areas in our lives that we still need to work on, right? No matter how much of a great person you are, there's still some area in your life that could use some work. So that's what I'm here to talk about today, and I'm especially talking to these women who are in serious relationships, and especially those who are married. So before you guys attack me, please hear the whole video out, please watch till the end and actually try to have a listening ear and an understanding spirit to see where I'm coming from. And if a certain part of what I'm saying doesn't apply to you or doesn't relate to how you act, don't worry about it. Then it's not about you. But I'm sure that we can all find bits and pieces of ourselves in certain areas of what I'm about to touch on, certain parts that we all need to work on. And it's just the honest truth. And I know that it works both ways. Guys, they have their issues too, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not here to talk about the guys, and I'm not here to talk to the guys. Of course, guys, you guys can listen in. This is definitely going to be helpful. But I'm mainly here to help us women look at ourselves and shine a light on ourselves and our flaws, our insecurities, and some of the things that we've overlooked just because we're always playing victim. So before I start rambling on too much, I just want to share with you guys where I actually got this this message or this word from. And actually, when I was doing my Bible reading today, I got it from Proverbs 12 verse 4, and it's a pretty short verse. It says, "A wife with strength of character is the crown of her husband, but the wife who disgraces him is like bone cancer." Let's get into this whole bone cancer situation, right? I don't want to be nobody's bone cancer, and I'm sure you don't either. We all know that cancer is just this tumor that just eats away your like every part of your being. Like, it tries to destroy everything that tries to sustain your life. Nobody likes cancer. Nobody likes it, because there's nothing good that comes out of cancer. So for the Bible to be able to relate to women as cancer, or a disgraceful woman, I'm sorry, not all women, a disgraceful woman as bone cancer. I mean, I'm not nobody's wife yet, and that hit me, like that stabbed me, and I'm like, dag, like, why she gotta be a whole bone cancer though? But it took a lot of just God really just talking to me, and was like really in me, for me to open my mind up to be able to see what he really means by this. And as I was jotting my notes, that's when everything started coming together, and I'm like, wow, okay, now I see what you mean. So we know that we don't want to be nobody's cancer. We don't want to be a cancer to nobody. But how many of us are actually being tumors in our relationships, and we don't even know it? We don't. Because as humans, we are so quick to point the finger. We love playing victim, and nobody specializes in playing victim roles than women. Yes, we do. Oh my gosh, I was the perfect wife. I never cheated. I never threw his name in the dirt. I tried the best I could. These are some of the most common things that you hear women, especially married women, say whenever they're facing challenges within their marriage, or they're facing difficulties within their relationship, right? Serious challenges. where the man has either cheated or, walked out or is doing his own thing, whatever. And by no means am I justifying anybody cheating, whether a man or a woman, because that's unacceptable. But it's the reality. It happens. And there's a reason for it. Sometimes the reason is that person was just stupid and they're, not mature enough to be able to handle a serious commitment and relationship. And then other times there are certain things that kind of drive them to that. And I'm not justifying the reasons why men cheat, but I just want us to kind of reevaluate ourselves and find out what are some of those areas that we can work on to just help us to become better. Forget about not getting cheated on or whatever. That's not what this is about. It's about us, to help us get better and to help us to see the parts of ourselves that are flawed. Okay, cool. So it's like, yeah, we might not do those really big things like, okay, you didn't cheat, you didn't do this or do that or do this, but okay, are you obedient? No, seriously. Like, especially in this generation, in this day and age, I feel like there's so many women, especially young girls, because, this generation just has such a selfish and young and immature type of mentality where it's all about me and, let me do this at you to get back at you, and just, it's too much. I'm not even going to get into it. But, so it's become cool to be rebellious and disobedient to your man, somebody that you trust. So I'm not talking about no little fling or whatever you have going. I'm talking about a serious relationship that you have with somebody. That's not cute. I don't know when that became something to look forward to. I mean, you guys might look forward to maybe the makeup sex afterwards and, the aggressiveness and blah, 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 but that gets tiring after a while. No man wants to put up with somebody who does not listen. A lot of women do not listen. And it's not like, the man is trying to tell you to do something horrible. You just have a hard time being directed. No man wants to feel like they're raising another child when they're in a relationship with you. So we really got to keep that in mind and realize that, look, my obedience plays a lot in how this relationship is going to go. Because you just showing your ass off and thinking that you're so tough, playing, the tough girl, like that's not cool. You may not always agree with your man, with your mate, and that's totally fine. Y'all can talk about it. Y'all can work it out. But understand that there's always a time and place for it, and there's a way of going about the situation to handle it properly. Right? You don't want to make a fool out of yourself and out of your family. So, I also have here that, okay, you might not do some of those other big things, but what are you bringing to the table? Honestly, this is like a game breaker for a lot of relationships. Not necessarily that the woman did anything bad or horrible. It's just the man just didn't feel the woman was doing enough to better herself and to propel them to the next step. There's some women, like, I can't tell you how unattractive it is to a man for the woman that they're with to just have a head filled with air. Like, to not bring much to the table at all. You're either a yes man or you are, there to just like go with the flow. Like, what are you bringing to the table? You got to ask yourself that. What am I bringing to the table? And I'm not just talking about materialistic things and financially, but also what ideas and dreams and different thoughts are you bringing to the table? Like, how do you plan on getting you guys out of certain situations? How does your mind work? Like, that, all of that is important. How do you spend you guys' money? Yeah, you didn't think I would go there. I'm going there. That's another form of disgrace. The way that you spend the money that you guys work so hard for is a form of disgrace if you don't do it correctly. You abusing money is a form of disgrace. That is a turnoff. Major turnoff. Especially if the man is like, the breadwinner and he's working really hard, or even if he's, just working countless hours and everything to try to provide, and you're over here just spending it. It doesn't even have to be, you have to be some sort of shopaholic for this to apply to you. It's like, if you're not using the money properly, and using the money properly is not just about spending also, it's about what are you doing to help that money grow, to help that money build. Are you just here, okay, you get the money and then you do whatever? Do you know how to shop smart, and not just, spend money on frivolous things or not think before you purchase certain things? Like, all of that is important. All of that really just helps a man, to fall even more in love with you and to stay in love with you. Because you're always challenging him and pushing him to the next step. Because it's like you doing all of that, you're bringing value to the relationship. You're bringing value to yourself. And it shows him that, wow, as long as we've been together, like this chick, she's never stopped. She's never stopped growing. She's never stopped learning and challenging herself and challenging me in the process. So all of that is really, really important. Like, you got to add value to him, right? So when a man shares his visions and his dreams with you, he doesn't do it and intend to do it alone. He does that so you can add to that and so you can make it better. That's what we're here for. And the same way that when you have a great idea, when you have great thoughts and different things, you bring it up to your man, you want him to add to it, to support it, and to make it better. So if you can't even do that, again, that's another form of disgrace. That's a form of disgrace, because people are not always going to be confident, like 100% confident in the things that they want to do. I may want to open up a business right now, and I may seem confident in the exterior, like outside I look very confident, I look like I know what I'm doing. But if I come to my man and I tell him, like, this is what I have in mind for us, this is what I have planned for us, and he doesn't really show me any type of he doesn't give me any feedback, he doesn't really show me much support, he's just like, okay babe, that's cool, I like that, yeah, that's nice, okay, how are you planning to add to that for us to get there? That can be a little bit discouraging, because I didn't just share it with you just because I wanted to have a conversation. It's for us to actually get together and make something happen, right? So even simple things like, do you even have your license? Is your man the one that's driving you around everywhere because you don't have a license or you don't have a car? Now, again, if some of these parts don't apply to you, maybe you guys decided that you guys only want to use one car between the two of you guys. Maybe, you're working towards getting your license. Maybe, like, there can be so many things. But what I'm saying is, if this doesn't, fit you per se at this moment, then don't worry about it. Because there are a lot of other women out here who just are not motivated to do even the basic things. You have the ability, the capability to get your license, to get a car, but you just don't. You just sit around and wait for your man to do everything for you. You can't go to the grocery store because your man's not home. You can't go do laundry because your man's not home. Like, come on now. You gotta come up with different ways and different, tactics for you guys to be able to grow together, for you guys to, just build. It's not all about just the simple things. What are some of the people that you're associating yourself with? That's another thing that a lot of guys, they don't like. Like, if you're just hanging around ratchet friends all the time, where people who are not adding any type of substance to your life, no type of value, guys don't like that. They really don't. Because, if now they start poisoning your mind, or they're not adding any value to you, what are you bringing home? And then, so speaking of home, what kind of example are you setting for your children? Right? If you're just somebody who just lays around the house, or you just do the basic things, right? There's so many great women out there. And I'm not downplaying any women, who are not business owners and who are not like, owning private jets and doing this and doing that. Absolutely not. But I just want us to take our minds to that next level, and for us to push ourselves to get there, right? So yes, you taking care of home is phenomenal. But there's more to raising and building a family than just washing the clothes, taking care of the kids. You got to actually set an example. They got to be able to learn something from you. Like, your husband wants for their kids to be able to see an example of a strong, powerful woman. A woman who never stops grinding, who never stops working, who never stops learning and educating herself and growing herself. If your kids only just grow up to see you always taking care of home, they're going to be extremely grateful for that, of course. Again, I'm not downplaying that, but it's like, okay, what else are they getting? They know that, okay, mommy, you guys are my parents. Y'all are supposed to wash our clothes and cook for us and provide a roof over our heads, but what else? Especially when they see daddy being an example of a trendsetter, why can't mommy be a trendsetter too? And it doesn't have to be anything big, like I said. It's just about, like, the example that you're setting. And so many women, they just stop trying after a while. This is where a lot of us go wrong when we get in marriages. You know, let me not say we, because I'm not married. I've never been married, so I'm sorry. Forget that I said we. Like a lot of married couples, whenever they get comfortable and settle in, they stop trying. You stop trying to feed each other's souls. You stop trying to feed each other's minds. You stop trying to better one another. It's beyond just the physical sense of you stop trying to look good and you stop just trying to smell good and you stop trying to, do this, do that. But it's like you just stop trying to push each other. That's tough. Like, I really want us to really drill all of these things in our minds, because I know it's a tough pill to swallow. Like I said, I'm not here to attack anybody. If I'm here to attack somebody, then I'm here to attack myself too, because I'm single, I'm not married. So all of this applies to me as well. There are areas that I need to work on. So I just wanted to shine light so we're not left in the dark, so we can't say that nobody ever told us that this was wrong or that we could do this better, or nobody ever showed us an example of that. Yeah, people have. I'm telling you right now, I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care how long you've been in this relationship. Like, if it's not where you want it to be, or if there's still some areas that you can brush up, which should be everybody, because no union is perfect, there's always areas to brush up on. But it starts with first just recognizing your flaws. We are all flawed. We're all flawed. That's just the way that it is. But the more that we try to always point the finger and try to play the victim role, the less chance that our union has of working out. So many people are in marriages and they don't have a ring on their finger. They're in marriages and they don't have some legal document that shows it. So I'm not just speaking to married couples and people who are legally binded together. There are certain relationships, y'all might as well be married. But is the marriage healthy? If it's not, then maybe that's why you guys haven't made it official yet. And not every married couple, legally binded married couple, is happy and healthy as well. There's always room for improvement, and that is just all that I want us to wake up to see, that there is room for improvement. And again, I know men, they do a lot of the same things. A lot of what I'm saying does apply to them, but I'm not talking about them today. There will be another time where I will talk to the men or about the men. But right now, I want to get into this. I want to get into this with us. Like, we need to get it together. We need to stop thinking that, can't nobody tell us nothing and this, that, and the third, and oh, we're fine, we're doing what we need to do. Like the way that you talk to your man, that plays another huge role. Your attitude, all of that negative energy, and, just because you're not cursing and using profanity towards your man, doesn't mean that the words coming out your mouth are not poisonous. So let's stop trying to always play the victim. Oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to him. I was this, I was that. I did this, I did that. Okay, that's cool. But really reevaluate yourself and ask yourself, what could I have done better? Or what could I do better now? And especially those of us who are single and who are not married yet, or who are not in serious relationships, this is the perfect time for us to actually just get into this and really start shining the light on ourselves and see where we can improve, or so we can make sure that we don't make some of those same mistakes that we've seen made over and over again, right? So I just really send out the most love and light to all of you guys. Please, again, do not take this as any form of attack or anything, because that's not what it is. I'm a woman just like y'all, and I'm just trying to look out for us. I want us to have more positivity. And I want us to be represented properly. And the way that starts is by us representing ourselves the right way. By us acting right. So that's all that I have for you guys. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel. This is a conversation, get it off your chest. And share this with somebody else who you think might need it. Thank y'all. Until next time.